loading into this match right here on Taiko Temple. Again, best of one, so only one shot, one opportunity to get in top 6. If you don't, you're in 7th place.
Yeah, and you don't want to finish 7th place at a LAN. You don't want to miss out on day 2, an entire new opportunity in the best of 3s here. Taking a look at the draft, though, we're seeing a lot of damage. The signature Vice coming out of ColorCraze from the Colorin Colorers, and I think that's going to be a lot of balance with the start.
It'll be very interesting to see, especially how Vaughn works with this now. I mean, he's very versatile. It's very fun to see him always play all these different characters and all these different strikers. Off onto the kickoff, and we already have one goal barrier down. ColorCraze doing a strike battle right here with Vaughn, and you already lose on those Mako drums. ColorCraze working on getting it out, and Bell's bringing it on over, but the defensive side from the Colorin Colorers coloring in a perfect defensive mindset so far in this first half of the match. However, one goal barrier goes down. Vaughn's looking super low, though, and Brawler is going to take advantage. Vaughn has to survive off of an orb and teleport back into enemy territory.
Yeah, and so far we're seeing the melee goalies, they're back, right?
Yes, they are so back.
The patch has changed, but one thing remains the same, and it's that melee goalies make the game a lot easier to play, and you already lose just doing so much damage back to the Brawler here. The Mako can fight back quite a bit here with a lot of the abilities, and as the barriers go down, the Brawler's almost dead.
Brawler is almost dead. Vaughn has this flip, can use it for defense, but there goes the Zentaro. The Colorers have a chance to paint between the lines. A big goal from ColorCraze here. They're up 1-0 over the S.A.D.B.O.I.S.
Really, really well played. They capitalized off of the completely random KO onto Bells, caught near the edge on Taiko Temple, and that's why it is a bit of a damage map. As much as the core control is a factor, Vaughn really standing still, and a little bit of technical difficulties, perhaps.
A little bit of technical difficulties, indeed. I think this happened in their last series, but it looks like everything's back up and running, and immediately Vaughn gets KO'd, sent to the Shadow Realm for the next 9 seconds. Goal barrier goes down, the Asher Shield doing some work there, but the core gets sent right back onto the blue side. Bells is sending it back, trying to get some offense going. This Colorin Colorers team is going ham at the moment. Vaughn trying to make it back, but Brawler's super low. Probably get KO'd here at any second. Look, if you already lose is bloodthirsty, he can immediately grab something here. Goal is open for the Colorers, and they will do it with a Brawler shift. Whole team got in on that one.
Really, really well played. No fear from the Brawler, despite being staggered. Had enough evades to really be confident going for that one. And that's important. Confidence against a team like the S.A.D.B.O.I.S, who have such a legacy of being a team that's relatively new. Of course, the Brawler and Dr. B.O.I.S have been playing together since OSAS season 4 or so. We're on season 11 or so now. Yes. It's crazy. These two have been together a long time, but ColorCraze is a relatively new addition to this team. As the Brawler goes down, it's only ColorCraze and B.O.I.S, but I think with a flip available, they'll be able to hold quite a bit against the very, very staggered Bells.
Bells super staggered, as you said. The flip does come out from Dr. B.O.I.S. One goal barrier goes down. Bells on the Zentaro, but already staggered here. ColorCraze can make something happen. Oh my goodness. Goal is open here, though, for S.A.D.B.O.I.S. This is one of their first offensive opportunities of this game. This is their first LAN debut as S.A.D.B.O.I.S. In past LANs, you've always had one or the other. Usually you already lose is not in the goal box. You have Bells and Vaughn in for S.A.D.B.O.I.S. Throughout the LAN history. This is their first time playing as the actual team in a LAN. So that it just adds to the confidence factor. It adds to the pressure in playing in this scenario. But there you go. Vaughn and Bells send it in for the first goal for S.A.D.B.O.I.S. You cannot count them out.
You absolutely cannot, but keep in mind, right? The Colorin Colorers, they did not look lost at that point.
No, they did not.
They lost it, but they did not look lost, and that is really, really important. Again, Vaughn taking so much damage, being knocked off the Taiko drum. That would have been a KO if it wasn't Taiko Temple.
Indeed. Taiko Temple, the bounce house, as they call it. One goal barrier down a piece here. It's kind of anybody's game at the moment, especially as Bells grabs another goal barrier. Vaughn is on this back foot here. Good defense, though, from Dr. B.O.I.S and ColorCraze. ColorCraze has the flip. Right now, they might be trying to use it offensively, but they could use it however they want here. Brawler, again, no fear. Grabbing that shield, trying to get this last goal barrier here. Vaughn is staggered as well. The core flip does not do anything. That's okay, though. ColorCraze uses the flip, gets the KO onto Bells, and it's a 2v3 power play opportunity here for the Colorers.
But you gotta watch out. It's an open net, and Vaughn, you already lose, have the passing plays clear into the corner every single time. And now Bells has returned. If one good passing play gets past the midfield line, it is doomed for this BOIS midfield that is so immobile. But so far, the Colorin Colorers, they have all the core control.
Core control is the name of the game at the moment. Again, you're up 2-1. You got to get this last goal barrier. You got to defend this open goal. You already lose. Has the flip. Great log, though, by Dr. Bebop. ColorCraze going back to where Bells is, trying to defend. Vaughn has the flip. Will it be used now or later is the question. The core control here looking immense. Again, this S.A.D.B.O.I.S team, so much lore, so much legacy behind it. Bells sends it to that bottom corner as this set's all tied up.
Dr. Bebop not using the flip there. That energy sitting a little bit wasted, but that does mean that they have a better chance in this point, a lot more defensive insurance, while Vaughn's the only one who's even close to a flip on the S.A.D.B.O.I.S side. But Bell's looking for the double barrier. That was almost the angle, but not quite. And the Colorin Colorers, they gotta breathe a sigh of relief after that.
Absolutely. Actually, you can't, because Brawler just got KO'd. You might be maybe a tad more tense as Dr. Bebop uses that flip that was saved in the past. But oh my goodness, the damage onto Bells. Vaughn has to heal him up as fast as possible. Goal is open for S.A.D.B.O.I.S. Down 2-0 at the beginning of this set. Can come back with one here, and they do. Dr. Bebop was not ready, not there in time, and S.A.D.B.O.I.S get set 1, 3-2.
Very, very well done. I think a lot of people were confused, right? Is this really
yeah.
the S.A.D.B.O.I.S going down 0-2 like that? But now as we head into the draft, this is a really, really different game because Stagger Swagger is going to be a premier pickup. Not having to worry nearly as much, getting that extra speed. It is so good into the damage that's being poured out here. Drone Rush, see, they're really on brand here, the Colorin Colorers.
Very on brand. They're adding some color to their paints here. Do they use pencils? Do they use pens? Do they use paints? I mean, they're doing something. There's some sort of art form is going on here. Prime Time going on the Mako, the Orb Replicator going on to Dr. Bebop, trying to get these orbs back together, especially with this patch coming in. I'm not 100% about it, but maybe it can work. Maybe they're cooking something.
This Orb Replicator might have been a horrible pick because I'm pretty sure Glass Cannon was available. That would have been more speed and reaching the cores like the last goal. But that Orb Replicator, it's just not functional. Like, it is working as intended, and I think it was mentioned early in the cast, the intended sucks.
Yes, absolutely. But 2 goal barriers down here for the Colorers. Try to work with what they have, the cards on the table. As Bells and Vaughn close in, Dr. Bebop is going crazy on the Dubu. 1 goal barrier, make that 2. The core flip comes out. Bells tries to get it past, but the Tofu Warrior can't do it. And oh my goodness, what an angle from ColorCraze.
What a good defensive play as well to Supernova, right? Sometimes it sends it backwards, but this time released at the exact right moment. And look at the energy. A massive advantage for the Colorin Colorers right now.
That shot made the crowd just make a huge audible little crowd pop here in Berkeley. ColorCraze gets another KO onto Vaughn. Power play opportunity here for the Colorers. They use that to get 1 goal barrier. Almost makes it 2 here. Dr. Bebop sets it back up. The core flip comes out from You Already Lose. Ult's coming out from ColorCraze. Bells again low, as well as Brawler being low, and Vaughn is ready to take an opportunity here. 1 goal barrier down for the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. Make that 2. Dr. Bebop sends out a log. Goal is open. What are they going to do here, Saya?
Well, I think it's all going to be that Vaughn-Bells duo here. They're looking for the passing lanes around the Taiko Drum, through the Taiko Drum, and they look out the Brawler as well. Power play looking devastating as Bells gets a crazy core stop flick to the bottom side. Dr. Bebop, ankle's broken right now.
A Bells ankle breaker, a BAB, if you will. 1-1 so far in this set. And the cool part about this best of 1 system so far is everybody plays 110%. Every single match, every single point. Your tournament life is always on the line. It's always a subtle reminder about how fast things are going in this tournament. So big ups to the TOs for doing that. Here we go, though. A little bit of slowness coming in here. Bells super low. ColorCraze hitting that snipe with the rift in the back of his pocket. You Already Lose defending this goal. 1 goal barrier goes down. Good defense there from the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. Bells with the slashes, and the Tofu Wall comes out from Dr. Bebop. It's a little bit of back and forth. This is slower than we've seen in the past.
Definitely is, but it's because Vaughn is looking carefully for a pass to Bells. And there's the flip burn. There's the barrier kept alive by Dr. B.O.I.S in the corner, and ColorCraze healing up as well. The Colorin Colorers, they stayed alive through all of that.
They are staying alive indeed, and we are going into overtime. Again, this core will be moving very, very fast. You've got one flip on the side of you already lose. ColorCraze has one too, but is very low. Could get knocked out any second here. And oh my gosh, they just got sent around the world, but they do not get KO'd. Again, thank you, Tycho Temple, for having that happen. The core flip comes out, but it goes back into the hands of Vaughn. You already lose has the flip here too. Maybe the Brawler can get something done. Maybe ColorCraze. More hacking and slashing from Bells. The Brawler has the flip. Let's see if they can use it here. Oh, no. Bells, do not do another ankle breaker. I swear we're going to lose it here in the studio. And as was called, 2-1 here, set point for S.A.D.B.O.I.S.
Another devious flick coming out of Bells to finish out that point, and it feels like they're the S.A.D.B.O.I.S, you know, like at the start of the game, are they the S.A.D.B.O.I.S? But now they really are the S.A.D.B.O.I.S, because even though ColorCraze and the Brawler are putting on the damage, I think that Bells and Vaughn are adapting so well. Of course, Bells taking low here, but surviving still.
Bells almost gets KO'd, super staggered, does not though, and is ready to try to get another goal here, potentially another ankle breaker angle for the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. One goal barrier goes down on the side of the S.A.D.B.O.I.S though. Some good defense here from You Already Lose. Bells though hacks, slashes. Vaughn has the flip. Could potentially do something from the midfield angle here, but it really depends if Bells dies, and it goes down just like that. But Vaughn gets the flip, gets the S.A.D.B.O.I.S emote, sends it to set number 3 up 2-0.
And that's brutal too, because Dr. B.O.I.S still had that flip available, resources left on the table yet again, and heading into this draft, that perfect form catches my eye. So many cooldowns available, reverberation as well. The additional stagger is so important. We saw Bells with the stagger swagger, not additional stagger, but still a lot more bulk on the table for the Centauro, who is such a squishy character, and that Bells reverberation is going to make him basically unkillable if played correctly. On the other end, there's not even like that good of a damage pick. Might of the Colossus does barely anything in the power department, and it is looking really, really bad for the Colorin Colorers.
Absolutely. This Awakenings draft has been questionable for the Colorers since the last one, especially with that Orb Replicator take from Dr. B.O.I.S. I think they're trying to use what they can to the best of their ability. Let's see if they can make anything work with this, especially now with their fast offense. They can try to make a goal happen super fast, and hopefully they catch the S.A.D.B.O.I.S off guard. They immediately got one goal barrier out here as Vaughn and Bells are in the other net. They're working to get this other, maybe even a double hit there at the moment. Brawler's asking for a pass and gets the other goal barrier there. Brawler has enough energy, potentially in a few seconds, to get a flip, but Bells grabs a consolation prize here, another goal barrier. Dr. B.O.I.S sends out the Tofu Fortress. Bells is looking to try to do some more ankle breaking, but it's not going to work as he gets KO'd. ColorCraze has the flip, as does the Brawler. This could be a goal for the Colorin Colorers. We just have to wait. Bang! There it is. Brawler, ColorCraze. Dr. B.O.I.S grabs the first one of this set.
That's what we would like to see, but they had to spend so much to get it. Of course, I can't be hypocritical, right? I told them that they needed to spend the cash, spend the flips, and they did. They cashed out 1-0 on the scoreboard, but now that the meter is low, the S.A.D.B.O.I.S are the ones who are pushing up into the corner, but the corner's a bit dangerous here. Bells and Vaughn, the one awakening that could have turned the tables here is that specialized training on ColorCraze. The Supernova going to be crazy, but the Brawler already taken down.
The Brawler is down. Power play goes to S.A.D.B.O.I.S. If you're part of the Colorers right now, you're fighting for your entire tournament life. 3 goals from the S.A.D.B.O.I.S means you're done out. No way you're coming to Sunday here in Berkeley. There goes the Vice as well as power play again onto the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. The 1 goal barrier goes down as the KO rings out. Dr. B.O.I.S gets the roll, gets the flip. Bells gets the goal barrier here, and Vaughn and Bells are looking like 2 very angry Hornets after you kick its nest. They're coming for that goal.
And importantly, right, Bells, unless he gets surprise knockback off the map, is so bulky with that reverberation stagger swagger. The Brawler, though, fighting through everything. Doesn't matter if you're less tanky. If you find a perfect pass, ColorCraze off the bounce. Vaughn and Yuri lose. We're not ready for that core speed.
Not at all. The entire crowd out here in Berkeley reacting to that goal. My goodness, what a hit there. Colorin Colorers looking a lot like they did in set number 1. See if S.A.D.B.O.I.S can recover. Maybe Colorin Colorers can get a set in their back pocket. Bells gets the first goal barrier of today, of this set. Sorry, not today. Of course, there's been too many goal barriers gone today. And we're looking and seeing here, again, some a little bit more slow play going on as ColorCraze grabs another goal barrier here. ColorCraze looking to set some tempo here, especially with the Brawler hitting back there too. The goal is open. At least if S.A.D.B.O.I.S loses this, they can breathe a little bit. But look at that. Bells goes in on his own, grabs another goal barrier. Both goals are open. ColorCraze gets the flip. You already lose. Has to be defensively minded here to get things done. Bells and Vaughn storming up. You can already see it happening. But ColorCraze threads the needle, and they finally get on the board. 1-2. Looks like the crowd's loving it.
Yeah, and ColorCraze with the MVP, that's exactly the player you want with the first pick in the draft. There's so much damage on the board here, and that prize fighter is going to be the choice. That Stinger as well, also an option here to keep the damage flowing, but with the adrenaline rush with the prize fighter, there's synergy there. Trying to get those 3 stacks immediately and get those supernovas one-shotting people. But the issue here is that there's a lot good in the draft, a lot of speed available, importantly, for the side of the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. And with that stacks on stacks available, with that aerials granting that dash range, the Bells, I think the S.A.D.B.O.I.S have a chance to score before they die.
Keep a look at Dr. Bebop as well. There's a bit of a stealthy Sparks build starting to be assembled on that Dubu side, so keep an eye out for that. ColorCraze grabs the first goal barrier right off rip. 6 seconds in, there goes Vaughn. Power play opportunity here for the Colorin Colorers. They grab that secondary goal barrier. The Tofu Fortress helps keep the core in red, as the Brawler will try to get this up to ColorCraze. Easy goal. That is just the business that's done here in Core Strike. 1-0 here.
Yeah, and that was such a difficult play to execute at the start. ColorCraze getting that KO, converted into all of that, of course, at the end, an easy pass, but they set up so perfectly to capitalize off of that initial KO. Now ColorCraze, 2 prize fighter stacks, 1 more and you're maxed out, and so much knockback available here.
Loads of knockback, loads of KO potential as well. The Supernova comes out from ColorCraze. Again, that was one of the craziest goals we've seen so far in this matchup. Not working out just yet. Bells has to go and be elusive. Super low, there he goes. Another power play opportunity here for the Colorin Colorers. They can get right back into this matchup as long as they can try to outsmart You Already Lose on the defense here. That core is bouncing back and forth. Vaughn and You Already Lose have their flips. Oh my goodness, You Already Lose is going nuts right now, deflecting this core, keeping both of these goal barriers open and ready to go. Looks like right now, though, the entirety of Colorin Colorers is making their way over. There goes You Already Lose. Bells avenges his death with another core goal barrier down. Maybe Vaughn and Bells could do something here. Let's see what happens. The hack and slash comes out. The goal is open. Everybody is back on the field. ColorCraze does the flip, gets immediately stopped by Vaughn. But look at that KO. Colorin Colorers are back in this.
Not just the Brawler, but the Brawler that brawls. Shades of the guy that gets here, taking out You Already Lose instantly after the respawn. Didn't even need ColorCraze's help on the second try. And the Colorin Colorers, they're rolling.
They are rolling indeed. The S.A.D.B.O.I.S looking a little less sad right now. 1 goal barrier down. ColorCraze using that Supernova. Doesn't really work for them out, but that's okay. That's no big deal there. Dr. Bebop has the flip. Vaughn going back and forth here. Looks like Dr. Bebop used that flip for defense and it just went right back to Bells to get that other goal barrier down here. Bells looking to get another one as the Brawler goes down. S.A.D.B.O.I.S is here and ready to go. They need to rebound. They need to bounce back here more than ever. Again, not a whole lot of their performance, their unique brand of performance coming into it today. They're in losers bracket. This is their last shot at making top 6, and they are playing like they mean it. Vaughn and Bells both in this goal box here, and Bells slashes through, gets the goal. Very good one. Golf clap for that one. That was a golf clap one there.
Yeah, and Dr. B.O.I.S been pretty consistent so far. Lets up one time, and the S.A.D.B.O.I.S are there to punish immediately. And, you know, they can't let this lead slip away from them. 2-1 now, but it could disappear in an instant. But the Brawler, the Asher pushing up in the corner, forcing out evades. And those evade timers are so important because they mean guaranteed damage when the opposing team is locked out of that button.
One goal barrier going down in the kerfuffle in the red box here. Vaughn sends it down. You already lose, puts Brawler in jail, and see you later. That flip is wasted. The Brawler is gone, and now S.A.D.B.O.I.S have an opportunity to get a few more goal barriers here. 3 seconds left. There goes Bells. It's a 2v2 for just 2 seconds there as Colorin Colorers get their 3 back online. Looks like Dr. B.O.I.S again has to stay perfect here, has to keep the defense going, or else. Vaughn sends it back around. So many abilities going on, and oh my goodness gracious, Vaughn just got launched to another universe. My goodness, core flip comes out from You Already Lose. Good defense of the goal barrier here. What are they gonna do next, Saya?
Well, they're gonna kill your news again. I can't believe how many KOs they're getting on the goalie normally. That should be the hardest member to KO. Oh, there goes the Vaughn next to the chopping block, and another flip comes down. Holy shit. S.A.D.B.O.I.S.
The S.A.D.B.O.I.S are falling. We are seeing a tide shift in the competitive landscape as we are tied up. The penultimate set coming up right now. We've got a few good awakenings here. You got Big Fish, Spark of Focus, some Twin Drive, maybe Monumentalist there, some Super Surge. Let's see what these guys pick.
Well, you said all the awakenings already. But what I'm focused on is that Spark. I thought it would be Spark of Agility, but Spark of Focus works too. That's 3 Sparks on Dr. B.O.I.S, like you mentioned earlier, the sneaky Spark build coming to fruition. But more importantly than that is that 1-2 punch on ColorCraze. Not just the damage, but the core speed too. The strike primary, the primary strike, a lot more scoring opportunities for this KO Brawler, and of course, more damage.
Bells grabbing that recovery drone helps a ton too, because we just immediately saw how much Bells got KO'd that last set. Gonna need this recovery drone, and it's immediately used there. My goodness. Here comes Supernova. It's gonna try to bounce around, but You Already Lose is there to recover. Bells looking to find an angle here with both the midfielder and the goalie. It's gonna be a little rough. One goal barrier goes down, make that 2 with a very nifty bounce. Vaughn sends it back to Bells. ColorCraze is there at the midfield. There goes the Brawler. And Vaughn has flipped to be able to send it through. Stop. Dr. B.O.I.S. Stop it for now. ColorCraze with the flip here. They need to find these next 2 goal barriers here. Let's see if S.A.D.B.O.I.S can get this done.
Oh, of an early pop on the Supernova by ColorCraze. That means Vaughn has taken no damage from the current ability rotation of the Colorin Colorers, and the goalie is falling. Dr. B.O.I.S a little bit too close to the net in that instant, and the S.A.D.B.O.I.S, they still have the lead.
S.A.D.B.O.I.S still alive here. 2 goals means that they move on to top 6. Colorin Colorers need probably thinking right now. They're probably thinking how much it's taken in this pool, fighting and clawing their way to this moment. To have a privilege to be playing the S.A.D.B.O.I.S right now is just something that's probably not lost on them as we get some strike wars going in this set. Dr. B.O.I.S will lead us to the box for a little bit. The bounce helps there as well. There goes Bells again. There's a bit of a KO problem here if you're a S.A.D.B.O.I.S fan. ColorCraze looking to set this up back and past You Already Lose. Both of the members of S.A.D.B.O.I.S have their flips as Bells is looking to get another goal barrier here.
Yeah, but we're seeing a consistent problem here. And the consistent problem is that they're not getting enough damage on Vaughn. The Brawler goes down again, and look at Vaughn, so incredibly healthy, of course, has to burn the flip, but, you know, you'll take that if you're the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. You're dying already, might as well stay alive, even if you have to spend all of your meter.
All of your meter down. Your BOIS is also down. S.A.D.B.O.I.S looks to grab a second goal at the moment. Dr. B.O.I.S has the flip. He just needs to be at the right place at the right time. Bills, this is the flip. B.O.I.S sends it back there. Gets it over to midfield. Everybody's back online. Everybody's making it work. Brawler doing a good set of defense here. You already lose. Sending it back to Bells. Look, Vaughn, you were saying about Vaughn, you need to keep him alive and defended here, especially with all this damage that's being rained out, especially on Bells. Bells gets a slash in, but it is easily defended here by Dr. B.O.I.S. But look, you already lose. Does not have a goal barrier down just yet.
Yuri Luz has not to play goalie just yet in this point. It's been only the S.A.D.B.O.I.S on the offense here, and once again, Dr. B.O.I.S in a lot of trouble. Bell's in position, but importantly, ColorCraze has been winning a lot of strike wars, making it very, very possible, but it's still looking so impossibly difficult. Just barely going down is Dr. B.O.I.S. The S.A.D.B.O.I.S 1 point away from ending the dream here.
1 point away, ending the Cinderella run. Let's see what happens. Vaughn has the flip, can get something working here, as does Bells. 1 goal barrier goes down. The winning condition is being spelled out. Brawler sends out the barrier, and the flip comes out as well. And oh no, the bounce. The goal is open. The winning condition is there. Oh my goodness! It's the flip. Dr. B.O.I.S rolled, and they're alive still for now. Vaughn looking to go around, but the Tofu Fortress stops it for now. Everybody's back online. You already lose. Has the core flip. What's going to happen? The flip comes out from You Already Lose, ColorCraze, and Brawler trying to make a crack in You Already Lose, and this aggressive offense from S.A.D.B.O.I.S, but I don't think it's enough. Vaughn has to pop the elusive. The core is over here on the left-hand side of your screen. And there goes the BOIS. It's being spelled out. Can the Colorin Colorers keep it alive?
It's looking so difficult. Sniped by You Already Lose. The core speed is picking up so much. A passing play to the bottom side. And finally, You Already Lose will tap it in. A valiant effort by the Colorin Colorers. But this day was not their day. The S.A.D.B.O.I.S will stay alive.
S.A.D.B.O.I.S stayed alive, making top 6. Their storied run in the game continues. This is such a big win for them, especially after being knocked into the loser's bracket earlier today. Good job from both teams. Every single point was played with passion and commitment.
Yeah, and now they're out of the real danger, right? The best of ones, the time constraints in a LAN event.
Yes.
And now we're finally to day 2 for the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. Demons Raw, they drowned in pool.
Down, oh my goodness. Demons Raw was my #1 team, and they did not do very well. I was walking out of the venue, and Gumi comes up, and he's like, "We're out." I'm like, "What? You're out?" So many upsets happened today. A lot of different matchups, a lot of different teams going further than many thought. Will we see that tomorrow, though, Saya?
Well, there's one team that is still in tomorrow, and that is Woe Chills, the team
Chills.
They took down Demons Raw. First seed versus 16th seed, they didn't care. And you know how goofy that game was?
It was a very goofy game from what I've heard about it. I mean, when I was talking to Borg, who subbed in for CCC in that game, he was like, "Well, we eliminated Demons Raw. It kind of just happened. Kind of just worked." And that was the biggest, one of the bigger upsets of the day here. It really stinks for Demons Raw. They just did not. I don't feel like that they were 100% locked in. Maybe things happened in the morning. That's just how LANs work, though. Sometimes you have it, sometimes you don't, and that's just the beauty of LAN competition.
Yeah, it really is who is best on the day. And speaking of another team that we should feature a little bit on the day, the Bozo Bunch, they crashed out of Sony Hates Eject button. They did not do well. But today, they're sitting in the top 3 for day 2. Along with the soon-to-be Strikers. That's a team that hasn't played for a long time.
That is a team that has been mainly in the CCL ranks as well as UCLA. This soon-to-be team doing very, very well in their home region, really using home court advantage to their advantage.
It's quite funny, too, because you know who was the first soon-to-be Strikers goalie? Well, okay, not the first, the second Omega Strikers goalie. It was Obscure Reds, who now sits on the Bozo bunch opposite them in the winners final. And like you mentioned with UCLA and CCL, they rotate through a lot of goalies. Like
Yes.
they had Redsnock, who they went with Obscure Reds for a long time, Water Fury, Water in the CCL.
Yeah.
And now they're with Shapeshifting, the S.A.D.B.O.I.S sub.
Yes, and shapeshifting looking really good as well. Reckham Tech, a Texas Tech alumni as well here. So good luck to all the teams in top 6, and a huge thank you to all the teams that showed out today in day number 1. Another team that we need to shout out is a team that both of us admin here, Saya. Shout out to the Strike Cooldown. It's an Omega Strikers zine. We've got the demo version right here. We've got art from over 30 artists and so many other different writers. It will be on sale this April on BestieInSlot's shop. It's at shop.BestieInSlot.com. Is that correct?
Yeah, there's a command, !shop.
Definitely keep that pinned, keep that bookmarked. Rickbat even wrote a little story for us.
Well, let's get a close-up.
Let's get a little close-up there.
Story written by Brickbat, a brief appraisal. That'll take that or Wagyu steak. Well, you'll have to buy the zine to find out.
You need to buy the zine. We will have physical and digital versions, as well as a ton of merch coming as well. It's a celebration of the entire community, not just competitive, that we will be supporting here as well. So if you're here at the LAN, if you're here in San Francisco, come by, check it out, see what's in store later in the year. That'll do it here for us. Is that right, Saya?
Yeah, well, that was a crazy segue.
Crazy segue. I mean, I'm a little rusty here, Saya.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Well, that was good. That's the end of the day, I think. We're a little bit over time, but, we made it.
We made it indeed. We'll see you tomorrow for day 2. Adios.